that's what happens when you don't close the door. All right, I checked it out. No big deal, guys. The door has drop pins, so when I lifted it without closing the doors, all it did was lift the door out and the door fell off. So no big deal. Throw that right back on. But right now I got to disconnect the battery. All right, guys, so I'm going to start cutting these wires loose and figuring out where everything goes to. Like I said, I have everything on this trailer, including reverse lights. So I'll be using, I think I'll be using every single pin in the 7-pin. So I'm about certain of that, but we'll just have to see how it goes. I have a few extra wires that are run back just because it's easier to run 4 than it is 2 sometimes. So that's pretty much what I did. And I think maybe we'll start with our ground system, since that's the first wire there. I gotta unloom all this first, so I'm gonna go ahead and unloom this and then I'll get back with you. All right, guys, well, I've got I had to do a little figuring out, so I've taken everything apart, got the loom off. What I did was I needed to run 2 wires, a ground for the electric brakes and a signal wire for the electric brakes. So what I did was I used what I had, and what I had was a whole bunch of this 4-wire stuff. So I left the light stuff all together, and then I left the brown and the white together. For the signal is brown, and then as normal on a trailer, white is the ground. So I needed to open it up and figure that out so that I know what I'm doing inside this box and I don't have anything miswired. It's always, in my opinion, better to go the extra step and just take apart what's coming apart anyway ahead of time. That way you can go ahead and just do it one time and be done with it. Take your time, try not to make any mistakes. But if you do, it's all fixable anyway. So all right, I'm going to continue to take this apart a little bit further and get it ready to reassemble with the new junction box. I'm excited. It's going to look a lot better and be a lot simpler for me and what I'm doing. So awesome. All right, guys, well, I just realized that I'm missing a wire. I was limping by on this little ground, but I need a 10 gauge ground or better. So yeah, it's gonna take me a little bit to come up with that part. So I think what I'm gonna do is just leave this the way that it is, because I have to take the loom apart, possibly even get a bigger loom to fit that wire in it. So for right now, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do just yet. So I'm just gonna continue on with putting the rest of this together. And I don't know, maybe I can just, what I might do actually is I'll just run a piece of this 10 gauge red wire, and I'll wrap it in electrical tape for now to just to get me by. So, but eventually I want to run something all the way over to the battery. Yep, I messed up. Bummer. All right, guys, and just like that, we have a fake black wire, and I'm just going to run it into probably the bottom side with one of these tech screws, so it should be fine. It'll get me by until I go ahead and do the full rebuild on this trailer. Then I'll have that. I'll run that wire over to the battery, and I have the the battery basically just bolts to the frame anyhow. So the shorter this smaller wire can be, which is a 10 gauge, but it looks like maybe an 8 gauge coming off the pigtail. So I guess, you know, it could be a little bit heavier, and I will get a piece of 8 gauge for it and do it correctly when I redo the trailer, but it's still going to ground off the trailer. So it's just basically making sure that everything's grounded well. So I'm hoping that I can get this on here okay. Yeah, all right, cool. Because that's a heat shrink connector and they're pretty stiff. So I'm going to tighten it down and then bend the metal tab back so the wire's laying all the way back. And then I'll be taking it off one more time because we have to, if you recall, we have to have ground for the trailer brakes as well. That does not ground off the trailer. They have their own ground. So anyhow, look at that. Perfect. It worked perfect. So all right, let's get the rest of this thing wired. So well, it wouldn't be a video with me if I didn't lose something in the process. That's why I have good magnets. Alright guys, and there you have it. The inside of the box is wired up. So now all I got to do is to hook the battery up and test everything before I put the cover back on. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not true. I have to go ahead and run the ground wire real quick. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so we'll just try to get this guy in here and yep, I don't want to break it. Say that's good enough for right now. All right, well, it's time to test everything out. Oh, I got to put the battery back on. And she's down. All right, guys, so anyhow, we're going to go ahead and cap this off. And I did a quick check. I'm going to show you guys that it works. Everything works except for one of my side marker bulbs. Oh, look at that. I left one of the covers off. Yeah, we'll make it swim. Don't forget the covers. Make sure it seals up. Anyhow, so the bottom line is I got it all done the first time. Got one light bulb, marker light, that's not working. Everything else is LEDs. I may go ahead and just get some LED marker lights. I mean, they can't really be that expensive, can they? But you know, I don't want to buy junk because, like I said, I am going to do a restoration on this trailer. It's worth it. The hydraulics work great, But anyhow, it looks like that part's done. I'm gonna throw a few zip ties on this and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that it works real quick. And then I'm gonna finish clearing up off camera. I got a little bit of a mess out here, but it's all working good. And the next thing you guys will see is the trailer lights working. All right, guys, well, it looks like I've got one marker light bulb out, but everything else is working great. So anyhow, that is a good thing. So all right, guys, well, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out here. And if you like this video, please subscribe, comment, press the like button, and let me know what you guys think. All right, guys, have a great day. Thanks for watching.